Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host BKP, and we are at Wrapsody Outdoor Living. Sometimes I don't know where I'm at. Does that shock you?
No.
Oh, okay, figured. We will be back at Sycamore Crossing next week, but right now we have Bruce, Rick, and Jane, and it's time for the All-Star Political Panel. Okay,
red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Yes.
And blue.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you.
That shows how in sync we are.
Yes, I got it.
We didn't plan this.
Yeah,
But I should be sitting there.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
You should.
Are you ready, or you want to talk about your band or something, or where you're playing next week?
I want to talk about
the
the store.
NSYNC band. Okay, so I get up this morning and I'm scrolling through it. I'm reading articles, and they are. Look, the left is unhinged, and I love it. I love watching them unhinged. So I get up this morning and I read this very long AP article where Trump has give the Attorney General Barr a blank slate to unclassify anything. Right, Rick?
He did a memorandum Wednesday night.
Wow.
Yep.
And they are going crazy over it.
No kidding. But they want the Mueller all unclassified. They get to pick and choose what they want to read every
No,
day.
these are things
I
Barr has been
know
given the
what it is.
green light to pull documents and go through. I mean, these are things that normally in the FISA court, not even the individual that the FISA court warrant is about can pull it, right? They
Yeah,
can't.
FISA's got very tight rules. Yes.
Guess what? Trump said, William, get anything you want there. Correct?
He said he was going to be declassifying everything.
Well, he
said,
did.
you know, I got to do it at the right time. I got to make sure that. But he instructed all the different agencies.
Yes, he's called
You better
CIA.
be
He called
cooperative.
Gina Haspel in from the CIA.
Yeah.
Whether Ray, is that his name at the FBI, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. He's let them all know they better cooperate, and he gave them the power. Did he not?
Yep, he did.
Ray's a spy. I don't like
Ray's
that.
Ray's
Ray's
he's
a bad,
creepy.
bad guy. Creepy.
Well, I will tell you what. From is it Durham? Is that his name? The
New
attorney
John Durham.
right?
Durham.
The federal attorney. From his appointment to look into this and investigate it, to what Trump did and what Barr is doing. Trump is serious. And yesterday, here's what I like about my president. There's so many things, but here's what I like about my president. They asked him yesterday, they said, you say it's treason. Do you realize treason, that is punishable by death? Okay, it's still treason, you know, so, all right, we won't hang him. We won't hang Comey. But,
Why not?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Whoa.
My girl.
But you understand what I'm saying? I mean, no, here's what I liked is they came back to him and they said that he went through the whole thing at that press conference. Did you see it with the farmers? He went through the whole thing and he said,
Let me tell you, that was
that's
one
treason.
of the longest impromptu press conferences that he's had in a long time.
Yeah.
He was on for like what? He was over an hour, wasn't he?
treason though. But he said, and they
They're
said,
saying it a lot now.
yes, but he said it. He said,
Good.
he said that the reporter looked and said, yes, but Mr. President, treason, that's punishable by death. And yeah, but it's still treason, so bottom line.
Punishment doesn't
Right.
matter.
I mean, right. So,
They knew it.
What in Morning Joe? What are they saying about it? 'Cause I know you always watch them.
well, I did this morning. I watched. They run the narrative, and I've listened to Rush say it, and I've said it for months. And I study it is. Who's going to the fax machine in the morning jokingly and sending out the talking points to 80 to 90 people
Isn't
every
that
morning?
just
4:30.
I mean,
so
so amazing?
obvious.
It's they are sending out, and the new now is cover up.
Yeah.
And I thought of you. I told Rick. I said, Rick,
Engaged.
when Nancy Pelosi said Donald Trump is engaged in a cover up, you're the first person I thought of. I said, boy, I bet that set Jane off. What
She's
say
never
you?
said cover up of what?
Right. This is talk about last straws. I mean, they're just trying to infuriate their CNN watchers and things. But what's interesting is, I think at first when she said that Trump was mad, and then Schumer came out and said the things that happened at that White House would
You wouldn't-
curl your hair or something. I don't know. Well,
Jaw dropping.
yeah, you drop your jaw. But they did that on purpose. They said that on purpose just before the meeting. They were hoping Trump would have a fit. Then, by accounts on our side, he didn't. He just said, look, guys, we're not going to be able to do this, and he left. So then they came out and said he screamed, he hollered. They did that, surprised him, just to cause another mini storm.
But on the other hand, they said it wasn't a surprise because he had all this stuff, already created for the press conference.
No, but they said, yeah, but I understand that's been set up. They went and created that board a while ago to use at different times. That it was
Okay,
ready.
but the Dems tied it into
Right.
he knew he was going to do this, and he set us up. More or less
He
what
may
they
have
were saying.
infiltrated and knew they were going to say that. I mean, they know. Did you hear? The guy with no coat. I love him.
Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan. He said, we know everything they're doing. They're all sending emails. They're all saying what you're going to say when you do this, and they're all when we do this. And he just said that right out.
The
Dems.
yeah, but wait a minute. The AP article I read this morning that talked about that, Trump granting Barr this power to unclassify things so they can go forward. Mm-hmm. Also said that Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows were seen coming out of the Department of Justice this week building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were seen coming out
It's
of
big.
the Department of Justice building. And I think...
Is that equivalent to like them coming out of Five Guys in a burger?
no, because I know the difference. I don't know the difference. I don't know what it's like coming out of the... I've been seen coming out of Five Guys. That's no big deal.
Don't you think it's curious that Mueller now wants to only meet behind closed doors?
He's in trouble.
If he meets at all. He is scared to death that if he gets in front of a panel, that he's going to be asked what question? When did you know it?
I got
how
the
long-
answer.
Yeah, yeah. No.
What
When
did you
did you
do
know?
about
When did you know? And if he says 60 days afterwards, like
It's over.
Well, here's the thing. So, Jane, I think things are moving. Now, I want to say moving forward rapidly, but the wheels of justice move slow. So we're going to have to realize that in a couple spots it's going to take a little bit. I think Republicans have to focus on taking back the House, because we're not going to get the investigations done in just
In just the
18
Senate.
months and just the Senate, and we need the House back, because I have been saying all week, I don't know, Don McGahn, they want Don McGahn out there for what? Sound bites. They want sound bites. They need sound bites to do commercials. They need Don McGahn to say, when you say they're afraid that they're going to ask Mueller that question, the other side wants to ask Don McGahn, how many times, what was it like when President Trump told you to end the investigation and things that, so they want those sound bites.
To
How
start
many ti-
another
how many ti-
inve-
yeah.
But
investigation.
can't Don McGahn go before any of these committees and just say, I'm going to plead the fifth. I'm going to tell you a damn thing.
They threw that
What
out
are they going to do?
there.
Well, basically they are being
floated
by
it.
invoking executive privilege.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if he doesn't do that,
Well, he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. He can say Fifth Amendment. He can say, I'm not going to, President says you can't test. I mean, they're lost. They just want something to start another investigation. I don't care if he went to the place with Five Guys and a hamburger. I mean, whatever that place was.
The Democrats
they
know that
want to
they're only-
investigate that.
The Democrats know that their only shot is 2020. If 2020 doesn't happen in their favor, they are toast.
I think, and I said this on the show this week, and I lead the league on, going out on a limb. I think Trump's coattails are so strong that he's going to pull in the House of Representatives. I think the American people know that Nancy has lost it. I mean, I'm not making light of anybody aging but she can't even go to the mic. I mean, she has lost it. Do you agree?
They say she drinks a lot.
Yeah. She has lost it. Okay.
Let's go there a second.
Go
because
there.
Let me tell you, I don't know if anybody watched Laura Ingraham, and she did a 5-minute. The angle last night was all about Pelosi, and they showed. Did you pay for the scene when you got home?
No, but I heard this morning
Oh my goodness!
that it's been doctored. The video is doctored. Pelosi. It made her to look like she was drunk. Yeah, on Fox and Friends, they said it was doctored.
Of course.
By whom?
Well, whoever.
Okay. Going there. I know where you're going.
She can't put a thought together at
Right.
79 years old. This woman is past her prime, well past her prime. And what I did this morning is I went back and I read about when she was in Baltimore and her father, Tommy
Mafia.
DeSandiero or whatever his name was, and where she was a pit bull, and she truly has lost it. She knows that she's
unstable.
running out of control. She has absolutely no platform. You know, she used to be a legislative whip. I mean, you like her or you don't like her, but I mean, she used to be effective.
I got to agree with it. What say you on that?
Well, I think Fox is baiting her, and I'm perfectly happy. She's only the pseudo leader, the speaker. She's not in control. AOC's in control, and they're just getting under her skin. So she has to prove something. They do it over and over, and I love it every time. But the thing that I saw that I wish I could remember, I don't remember names, but some senator I think was on Hannity, and he said, first of all, they're going to ask Mueller what he knew and when he knew it. And this guy says, I'll tell you what he knew and when he knew it before he walked in the door of the investigation. Now that's strong. And so then Hannity, I think, says, well, when's all this going to happen? And then, what's her name? The woman I really like, I can't think of her either.
Sarah.
She said, yeah, it's coming out at least in a month or so. And this guy says, less than months and days. So the thing is that I kind of look in the underground when I'm investigating. So for a year really, or a long time, I've been telling everyone it's coming. There's so much on these Democrats and what they say there is that people are not even going to want to know it. They're going to have to choose if they read the horrible, hideous things or if they don't.
But is mainstream media going to put any of it on there? They're going to have Nancy.
They're not going to have
and
a
Chuck
choice. These
saying,
people
Trump's
are going
throwing
to
a
jail. It's just not.
temper
It's not.
tantrum.
No, Joe.
It's not going to be they wash their hair with Dial soap instead of shampoo. It's going to be. These guys have committed treason here. These guys have been in child trafficking. It's going to be that, and they're going to jail.
Though.
Wait, you watch.
Yeah, but no. Joe and Minka this morning did an hour. When I was setting up, I started watching them at 6:00. They did an hour of Trump's lost it. That he totally lost it. And they spent an hour on it. That he's lost
His
it.
temper tantrum is going to hurt us with China, Iran, World
Oh,
Trade.
right. No, they went through everything. You're 100% right. They went through everything. CNN, he's lost it. The line of the week. Okay, first of all, I watched the Rose Garden press conference when he came out. I watched that, and I think he's exactly right. Look, you spent $35 million taxpayers' money, 18,000 subpoenas or whatever, 18,000 subpoenas. You spent this. You interviewed 500 witnesses. I mean, I didn't tell you couldn't. You had Don McGahn for 30 hours. And you want to do it again? You want to do the whole thing again? No. Either legislate or investigate, one or the other. I thought he was right on target. Okay, you want to talk about infrastructure? No, you tell those people over there you spent $35 million of taxpayer money, it's over. The line yesterday in the office when he had everybody, he was looking down through there and he said, was I calm? Yes, Mr. President. Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She said, I've seen both sides. I thought that was great.
No, he went to his staffers.
Yeah, she said,
"You want to?
Yeah, but Sarah said,
it really was."
Sarah said, "I've seen both sides."
Yeah,
and you were calm, but that's the line of the week. Pelosi told Kellyanne, "I don't talk to the staff."
Oh,
then they got that all twisted. Like, who said what? Was it staff or the president or?
Right.
Right. Well, I wish that would have been on tape. And I'm still not sure that President Trump doesn't have his first meeting with Comey, the one where Comey says he asked him to lay off Flynn. taped? I'm not sure. It's
Who knows?
coming. It's going to come out. It is. I'm promising
what-
you guys. They're going to jail. They're going to jail. I know you're.
No, I agree with you.
Hold your horses.
I agree. The actions. I like actions. Actions are better than words. Okay, I like actions. And when Trump signed that order or whatever it is, allowing Barr, and if you'll read that article, it's not. He can do it. He has the right to do what he did, but it's unusual. And he's give Barr, I mean, I can't keep emphasizing, a major green light, is he not, Rick?
Yeah, and coming back to Bruce's point about they won't go to jail, I tend to agree. However, I think they really need to adjust to Cuba's climate, because I think they're going to all end up in Guantanamo.
Well, that's jail.
Well, yeah.
They can play volleyball in the afternoon, Jim.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to write.
All right, let me ask you a question.
But you're right. I mean, they're not going to throw them in with the general population.
Oh no, they're all
of
going
jails.
to Guantanamo.
Who's going to run and talk first?
Who's going to run and
Who's
talk?
Rosenstein.
running?
They're already.
Who's going to run and talk first?
I think Rosenstein,
Well, he's-
the rat.
Who talked really first was Lindsey Graham. I mean, he flipped and he said what he knew and he made a deal. I feel that.
Yeah,
in
but who's
myself.
actually going to go to make
He's
the
talking
deal?
about of the.
Who's
right
going to go
now?
tell? Who's going
Clapper?
to go
Tell about
Clapper? You think
they're
Clapper's
already-
going to go make?
Clapper.
Because
Brennan.
my understanding,
Yeah.
I do not
They're all
know. I
pounding
do not
on
know
Clapper.
anything
I thought they're all
based.
telling on each other.
I do not know anything based on any kind of experience. I just can be clear.
I don't believe it.
I
can tell. The dimple shows when the dimple shows.
all right. So, but I hear the first one in gets the deal. No, that's what I've always
Yeah,
heard. The
yeah.
FBI first one in
Look at
gets
the college
the deal.
scam thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who's going to be first one in to make the deal?
I already said Clapper.
You say Clapper.
I say Rosenstein.
I see Rosenstein.
Okay.
Clapper's an ASSOSOSOSO, and I don't think he.
I'm glad I can't spell.
he thinks that he
I've
is.
heard Bruce say word.
Yeah, I've heard me say words. I think that he thinks that he's impervious.
Impervious is a good word.
I think he just. I'm an untouchable.
Well, you see, he's already been trying to curry favor. He's walked some things back. He's like made some statements now.
Trump's coattails
Yeah.
are going to be so strong that it's going to bring in the House of Representatives.
That's the only reason they lost it, because it was an off-presidential year. If he's on the ballot, you're right. He drags so much with him.
Okay.
More disinformation.
What about Loretta Lynch's testimony?
What
We've
about
had
the
that.
judge?
Well, wait a minute. I'm glad she brought that up.
That's huge.
What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We need
Bruce,
2
but
hours.
you said something.
I
What?
said something first.
You said that first. Go.
The judge ordering those 2 New York banks to turn over their financial information on Trump to the Senate or the House committee. What do you think of that?
I think we're doing some dangerous stuff. I mean, dangerous for the American citizen, the private American citizen, a business owner. As Rush says it, and I want to say, because Rush does say it, I say it also, but they can't let Trump be successful. If Trump is successful, then the odds of ever electing an establishment candidate again is over. They have to, at every turn, destroy this man.
The
They
whole
have to.
democratic
Yeah,
business
they
model
can't-
is destroyed.
They can't, because sadly enough, politics is a career and it wasn't intended. So you are ending the career of a lot of people. So when you say that, I think Fourth Amendment, I think people that are, Fourth Amendment and your private, your right to privacy, is that the 14th Amendment, the right to
14th.
privacy? And your fourth, search and seizure, and go on, and the fourth and the 14th. I think some of this stuff is scary as can be for private citizens in
I
this
agree.
country.
I think the common man is going to look at that and go, wait a minute, that's way overboard for
Right.
any citizen of this country.
If I were to run for office, and I'm not planning to, that's twice today, I gotta make sure I'm clear, I'm not planning to, somebody can go pull possibly my bank records,
Unbelievable.
Now, New York is
New York, the legislation
If I was going to run in New
to
York,
give Trump's state tax records up. That's
Yes.
not how they're writing it. They're making it a broad brush without a name on it. But you know who it's directed at.
I want to say this, and I want to double down on so much. In fact, let's come right back here one afternoon to spend the afternoon chit chat. So you, Comey, Loretta Lynch. Now I want to give a shout out for our Congressman Doug Collins, and our Congressman Doug Collins, the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. He is the one that released. He released Loretta Lynch's, Comey's. He released a whole list of the transcripts, and in the transcript, Loretta Lynch says Comey lied.
That's the behind the door testimony.
Black and white. He lied. He did not say that. I had no idea. Comey's saying the opposite. And they're all like Rosenstein is now saying, no, this didn't happen. You know,
Stroke.
They're all telling. I'm not sure about who's getting a deal. And if you look at the underworld where I am, they say Trump's saying no deals, no deals, no deals, no deals.
Yesterday, Trump said, hey, they said treason. He said, hey, look at it. Peter Strzok I love Trump. Peter Strzok and his lover. Lisa, I was like,
his lover.
His lover, Lisa Page.
He went from Paramore to lover.
Then he said, him and his lover, they wrote that it was $1 million to one shot, and it would be an insurance policy to make sure. And he looked at the camera. He said, "Is that not treason?" So,
here's a question I've got. They keep wanting his tax returns from when he was a private citizen. I don't know why someone in the white hat side hasn't said, well, we'd like Nancy Pelosi's returns. I mean, she's been there for 25 or 30 years. I mean, she's got stuff in there. Why aren't they asking for Schumer's returns?
Feinstein. I want to see Dianne
Feinstein.
But remember, Mnuchin has said on the tax return thing, he said that, he's denying them access to it. And he says there's no legislative purpose for this. So the same thing could be said about Pelosi.
Yeah, but if they get that, Trump should say, okay, everybody.
Like your bank records. They want to release the bank records and say, oh my God, Trump took out a loan and he's actually got a monthly payment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he owes $900 million. Yeah, in the scheme of $9 billion. Okay. So
what?
He has a monthly payment he's got to make. As far as that's concerned, the Democrats have to. And the reason they're not stopping is they have to, for their base, find Russia and something has to happen with Russia, and they're at a loss. Now I have a closing. Okay, they are. What's happening is they're playing to their base. Seriously. Right, if you watch the TV, right, and you always hear the one side of the media trying to beat down Trump's base, where the reality is Trump's base is stronger than it's ever been and growing. Okay. Now, just think of this. Flip. Don't get nervous. What if you were a Democrat? Don't get nervous.
Yeah, that is a revolt.
But don't. What? No. Listen to me. Let me set this up, and then I want to hear. What if you're a Democrat? Okay, and you do watch. You do watch Allison Camerata on CNN, and you watch all the crazies on MSNBC, and you watch Rachel Maddow. You watch all these shows. Now, wait a minute. Be a Democrat and you watch all these shows, okay? And you have, for over 2 years, your networks have told you that on any given day, they may even get handcuffs. And you have 2 networks that tell you that Michael Avenatti should be the president, okay? All right?
How many times?
Right. And you have 2 networks, not counting the New York Times. So you've got Morning Joe coming on. Bombshell report from the New York Times this morning. Russia, one was going up the elevator and one was coming down, and they said hello. As silly as can be, right? So what if you're the Democrat and for 2 solid years, and you're that strong base,
be a mess.
They lied to you. They totally lied to you. Then last time you're a Bernie supporter, right? In the Democrat Party, we found out about the superdelegates. And Bernie was taken advantage of, right? And Deborah Wasserman Schultz, Donna Brazile, Podesta, everything happened, and then in the middle of that, Seth Rich dies. But anyhow, moving right along. Okay, but you're told, remember, you're the Democrat, stay the Democrat. You're told, we fixed it. We cleaned up the superdelegates. We're going to give every one of our candidates a chance, a Democrat Party. And then, all of a sudden, when you think Trump's going to be out of the White House, they're all going to jail, Russian collusion, Mueller's going to answer, then you find out Avenatti's a piece of garbage, you find out there's no Russian collusion, and then you find out Joe Biden's your front runner?
Right.
Now put this, you're still the Democrat, you're sitting home and you're saying,
I know how,
you're
I know
saying,
how I'm
oh
feeling. I'll
my
let you
God,
know.
Joe Biden is our front runner?
That's not their first thought.
What I'm saying is, they're in a mess.
They
They're
don't
trying to
believe
get
they're
their
in a
base.
mess.
Oh no, they do.
And if I were a
They won't
Democrat
tell you this.
listening to
No.
all this, I know some Democrats. Even.
There's some in the
And-
family, you say.
Yes, I'm
No,
even
let's say
related to
this.
some.
Let's say they have a 35%. Let's change it there. They have a 35% solid base. There's 10% of them that actually can maybe make a logical thought. Flip that over to Republicans. Why do you think you lost 2018? Because in 2018, Democrats were on a high. They were told it was coming any day. They had every reason. Now, on the flip side, Republicans were not that excited because our Republican Congress told us a couple lies,
You think?
right? Do you understand? They're playing to the base.
But what's going
Right
to
now.
happen to them? They all believe all this baloney, the Dems.
Right.
They still do, and now things are creeping. But let's say, put us on the other side. If they came out and said Trump is a Russian spy, I'd say that is a bunch of baloney. It is not
But
true.
they
That's
need
what they're
that.
going to do first. First, they're going to deny it. They're not just going to go, oh my gosh. They're going to have to be hit over the head with a big hammer
Melania
before they
is a
even
Croatian
believe.
spy.
They're behind
that's
closed
yeah.
doors, and there's yesterday when
I'm talking
they,
about the constituent, not
all right, when
the Senate knows.
Pelosi went in that meeting, okay, that's why she was shaking so bad. She went in that meeting with all the committee heads, and they shut the door and they said, we're going to lose. We're going to lose bad.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah, they're in a mess.
Absolutely.
We're going to lose bad.
Do something.
Okay? Because let me tell
didn't
you
know they
something.
were saying it out loud.
No, they're not. But I know what they're saying. We're going to lose bad because Joe Biden come down the elevator. Joe Biden did a rally in Philadelphia. 1 million liberals and couldn't get 3,000 to show up in Philadelphia. Trump landed a plane in the middle of nowhere. They had to separate the cows so they could get the plane in. This is God's honest truth. It's a town of 4,700 people. Trump landed the plane and 20,000 people were there. And now
Wonderful.
Biden, for a million people in Philadelphia, all of them liberal, he couldn't get 3,000. They're in a mess.
It was a work day.
They're not excited. It was a beautiful Saturday, by the way, weather-wise. I checked it. They're not excited. They're in that room when she met with them. They said, "Look, we've got to do it. We've got to get our base. We can worry about
Energized.
I'm telling you,
We got.
to.
Yeah.
We have
Now,
nobody that can win.
Exactly. They're in a mess.
You know, speaking about Biden, I can't wait to hear his sound bites because they're always so stupid. I think the worst one, well, I don't know if the worst, but he said, I want you all to know that this fabulous economy we're in now, it was handed to him by the Obama-Biden
Team.
Administration.
team. We
yeah.
handed this to him. I'm thinking, oh man, even
Democrats are saying
Democrats, even they can't believe that.
right, and they're looking and
can't
saying
believe
this is our candidate.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what, they got to have impeachment, and they will, because impeachment unlocks their ability to get documents. They're actually, if you start an impeachment process, it's like a court process, and now they would be able to get the underlying evidence, as they call it, and they need something for their base. They're in that big of trouble.
Let me ask you this: when he was a private citizen, or any president, is what let's say he did a deal and he, something went fishy-wishy, I don't know, but is that grounds for impeachment? What
No.
a
No.
person did, but
No.
they're making it sound
No.
like it because they wanted 8 years.
They
Why
have
did
no
they want
grounds.
8
If you
years?
listen
Remember the
They're-
base,
they're-
low information
If
vote.
They're
you listen to
creating a-
Dershowitz,
Yeah.
if you listen to Alan Dershowitz, he takes you right through the Constitution and what you're enabled to impeach somebody for, and he said it is not there.
Yeah.
Right.
He said
has
none
said
of it
that.
is there.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, if the House, brings articles, the Senate is never going to approve.
We're not going to do anything with it.
Okay, folks. Bruce, what do you got? Like missed jump shots? What do you call that now?
Air balls.
Air balls. That's it. I thought it was missed jump shots, but
Air balls. Okay, you guys
Sounds
have
like
been
a beauty
doing this
pageant.
baseball
Miss
thing, so I got
Jump
two baseball-oriented
okay,
things. Yeah.
baseball.
Okay, my air ball is John Cusack, the actor. He was at a Cubs game. He's a big Cubs fan. He's from Evanston. So he was and they did a military salute. He didn't stand up.
No.
Yeah, and he said later, well, I stood up lately, but he said, I just didn't do it on cue like an obedient pet. He doesn't like President Trump.
He said F mega something.
Yeah. He says, why should I stand up for a bunch of F mega?
I read that. He said there.
Home run, SEC tournament.
But he's not we want to clear this up. He's not your usual Cub fan.
No,
Make that
you're
clear.
right.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. Home run. LSU's in the SEC tournament. They're facing elimination. Down 3-2 in the ninth. One out. Runners on the corner. Ball goes in the dirt. Catcher can't find it. Kicks it halfway down to first base. Never sees it. One run comes in. Tie game. The first baseman runs, get the ball, throws it to the catcher who's like by home plate now. Misses it. Goes over to the dugout. Guy comes in. Game over. And this is 12 hours after LSU played a 17-inning game against Mississippi State and lost.
Who'd they lose to? Who'd they play?
Exciting.
They beat Auburn. They played Mississippi State in the game before.
So Auburn was the team that threw it around?
Yeah.
Good for them.
And he must like LSU or something.
LSU?
No.
It's just, one of the...
that was wrong. But sign him up. I think he could do some,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Could they call play-by-play stuff?
Yeah, we
Okay,
could,
Rick,
yeah.
what you got?
My winner and loser is from across the pond, both of them. My loser of the week is Theresa May.
The loser?
The loser is Theresa
Yeah.
May, who
Okay,
is
wow.
resigning.
She did.
She
6
did?
a.m. this morning.
She resigned.
I watched that too.
I was sleeping at 6
June
No, I watched
6th
that.
is her last day, D-Day for her. And the winner is the Brexit Party. The exit polls show that they're going to have 37% of the vote. The Tories will be down to 1% of the vote and be the fifth party in line now. So good for the Brexit.
I thought it was funny
machine.
because they said, they've been trying to scare the people after Brexit that if they did this a certain way, they wouldn't be medicine on the shelf, But Theresa May did resign this morning
Tearfully.
at 6 a.m.
But she'll still be there to see President Trump when he comes to visit. That'll be her last official
she's
thing.
cabal. She's part of the whole.
So,
Is that it, sir?
That's it.
All right, then, and you?
I just want to say one thing. I think this store is beautiful.
Yes, I
And
did.
I got all of my porch furniture from Amy, and I hope we can do a show from my screen porch sometime. But it's just yummy, and everyone ought to come out here and take a look.
I called you. Folks, I got to clarify.
Yep.
I got to clarify
Yep.
one more time. I called you and I told you the other day after Sycamore Crossing that I went on the back porch, right? I did.
Hey, you
said-
called me.
Yeah, I said.
You know what he said?
What?
We have got to do a show from the back porch.
No, I did. I
He
called Rick.
did.
I said, Rick, man, have you seen the back porch?
Oh, boy.
And I called you. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful. So let's
Anyhow.
just set the camera up and chit chat. Bruce, anything else? I'd like for you to have the last word today.
oh, I do have something.
Oh, you had to ask, huh?
You maybe don't know this, but flash, folks, food prices are going to go up. Okay, we have real
How
big
dare
issues.
you.
Yeah, 4 states I'm going to read you that have not planted their acreage for crops this year. Iowa's only at 48%. The 5-year average is 76. Minnesota 21%. North Dakota 11. South Dakota 4%.
Why?
Because of all the rain and flooding.
Oh, the rain.
They
of
can't get in the
course.
fields. Prices are going up, folks.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Okay. I gave Bruce the last word, but you see what happens here.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, it's time for North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. And we're going to talk about this beautiful new garden that they have down there. I was able to go down Monday and check it out. All-Star Political Panel. You could always find these segments on our YouTube channel, FYN TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel. Look for the playlist, All-Star Political Panel, and also Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy yourself. Be safe, enjoy yourself. But Monday at 11 o'clock downtown here in Blue Ridge, well, not downtown Blue Ridge, over here at Veterans Park, next to the middle school, actually, right here in Fannin County, 11 o'clock, the Veterans Memorial Day service. So don't miss it. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with Jesse. Jesse will be here. Thanks.
Next.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson